So I want to respond to this comment because there's a good question in there. But the first thing I want to talk about, the first challenge that I have, is how this question is framed. The first thing it says is, I've found that this method leads to uneven rolls. As if there is other methods in terms of getting a roll. Now, there are other methods for getting a roll, like I said, pinching and pushing. But that is not the best practice. The method that I'm talking about here is the method. That's how you want to get to a roll. There's no other method for finding a roll. Yes, you could do it with different fulcrums on the right hand, that's fine. But it's all the idea of having a loose fulcrum and then controlling it with your back fingers. That's the method. There's no other method. That being said, as far as it leading to uneven rolls, quite the opposite. Doing it this way is going to give you very even rolls. The way I make that roll uneven is by squeezing. All you have to do is add a little squeeze to the fulcrum, and this turns to this. That first note kind of pounds into the drum. That's how you get a scratch. You make the roll uneven by adding a little squeeze. Now, is there a precedent for that? Sure. There's times if I'm playing, like, say, a New Orleans thing, and I'm doing like a... There's times where I'll use that, and I'm adding a little squeeze because I want that unevenness. I want that roll to have a little bit of grease in it. Now, if you want the roll to be even, you want to find it from the back fingers. Now, to your question, how to develop that roll even further to get it more even, we want to talk about a pull-out. Pull-out is the idea of the second stroke of the double being louder than the first. So the first note, then the second note is louder. First note, then second note is louder. You notice I'm starting from that full stroke again. Full stroke, then I'm coming down with it. So it's almost like a full stroke to a downstroke. Or, if you want to condense it more, an upstroke to a downstroke, like this. This is the way we get shuffles. So if we take that pattern of upstroke into downstroke, upstroke into downstroke, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, this becomes a pull-out roll. And that is an excellent exercise for developing the evenness of your rolls, because you have that ability to kind of snap that finger back, again, from your back fingers. So instead of just stopping the energy, you're actually snapping it. You're pulling it a little bit. This allows you to get a roll on a dead surface. So for example, if you're on the snare drum and you want to graduate to your tom-toms. But the thing that you have to understand is that we never, ever tighten up the fulcrum. Now, like I said, are there musical situations that break that rule? Yes. But when we're practicing, it's always a great practice to not squeeze that fulcrum. That way, we're only breaking that rule when we want to, on our terms and on purpose. Now, there's a million exercises you can do for pull-outs. Now, let me know in the comments if you want me to show you another exercise to help develop those pull-out rolls.